Hi, this is Ben Pierce doing another YouTube video channel. I've been doing some wind-up decking lately and seeing how that's going. A little wind-up deck. It took me a couple of weeks or so for the rebays being this slow. Main net. So I still gotta get about 5 more cards. So I thought, what the hell, I might as well do it now. Get it over with. So, with the monsters to start off with, we got the really needed, necessary 3 sharks. Really need these 3 sharks, because they are so important in the game, for me anyway. It's weird, not many people end up using these, so I really like them, they just tend to stand out for me, more than anything else. There's obviously the carrier and stuff, but monster. Then the really needed 3 wind-up magicians. Again, some people tend to have 2. I think 3's are better, because when you're going to loop with only 2 of them, you tend to use up your magicians too fast, and you have to keep on using whack to get them out. And with this, you can just go flat out and use all 3. Saves so much time for me. Then the really needed 3 rats. Now, there's no question that you need 3 rats. No one ever tries to run 2. You need 3. 3 is the ones you need. And then, of course, the 3 rabbit. I wasn't gonna run soldier in this deck. I'm not sure why. It was just because I reached a 40 card limit, and loads of people I knew kept on saying to me not to bother to use it because it slows down the deck. I thought it was quite good, but diverse opinions. I'm just testing out. See if it's not. I am just a beginner wind up still, so Anyway, next, 2 snowmen. I was standing on 3, but again, I hit over 40. And I wants to get it down. I was gonna get like 43 cards, but it just gets a bit annoying having 43 to me. I need to have a set number within like a 5s, otherwise it just gets annoying here. Then we've got my Cyber Dragons. A lot of people have been saying not to play Cyber Dragons in the main deck. I'll always side them out if I need to. I really like them. They really speed it up for me. They don't slow anything down. It's really fast and keeps the deck up. Then you got my 2 Thunder Kings. I like having 2. Again, you could side deck these, but I think 2's good in the main deck. I was gonna run 3, but that's just going a bit far for me, really. And then of course the 1 Sangan and then the 2 tour guides to go with it. You always need a Sangan and 2 tour guides in a wind-up deck. It's just, you need it, there's no question about it. Anyway, on to the next one. We got the awesomely needed 3 amazing factories. Factory really just wins games sometimes in wind-ups. It can just, rabbit and wind up factory. That, you get game there eventually. 2 turns is game. Don't take much. Then we got 2 MSTs. Again, I was gonna run 3 of these, but I just didn't need it. So anyway, on to the Smashing Ground. Smashing Ground again. People have been saying to side deck it, but I really like it. It really just gets rid of those high monsters that you don't like. It just sort of moves them out the way for you. You don't like to draw like Dark Hole when you only got the 1, and it just annoys the field a bit. So Smashing Ground just gets out the way. You don't have to use the 1 card, not destroying anything else. And it's really precise on what it needs to do. Then we got the Mind Control. I love Mind Control in the wind decks. It really does just get amazing. In a bit of trouble. Maybe they've like not battlefield, like they've Effect Village, a tour guide. You've only got Mind Control in hand. Then you can, if you're lucky, then you can just like mind control the back row, get it, and continue with all you're going to do. And because it gets rid of one of their monsters as well, and maybe like they're getting in your way, like a Spirit Reaper. Well, a Spirit Reaper really wouldn't work under the mind control, you just destroy it. Something more like a Marshmallow would be good, or a Dandelion would be really awesome. Dandelion would probably be hurting you more than hurt them, because Dandelion gives them 2 tokens. But, Marshmallow and stuff would really be good. It's just good to get out the way for a bit. Save time to get, instead of having 2 tokens plus itself, Dandelion, you only get the 2 tokens stuff for it, and you're using their card as well, so it's always a plus. Then now we've got the basic staples, Monster Reborn, no question about it. Dark Hole again, no question. Heavy Storm, no question, basic. Pot of Avarice, again no question. And then we've got the Book of Moon. Now people have been saying Book of Moon isn't a staple. I tend to think it is. I can't think of a deck that hasn't worked good in. And even Dark World would work quite good in. It's not always about the card you have for this card. Sometimes about stopping your opponent from big plays. I tend to think it's like an effect veiler. Not as good obviously, because you can use it from hand. But it's like a mini effect veiler, like they summon Tour Guide, you Book a Moon it, they get no effect. Or well, they do get effect. They can overlay. It saves that little XYZ that they would have got out. And it's much easier to take down 2 Tour Guides than like a Wind Up Zenmeister or something. Much easier. Now onto the traps. You get the 2 Torrentials. Torrentials is just an amazing card. There's no 2 ways about it to me. I just really like Torrential. It's always been a card of my choice. Then the 2 Bottomless. Bottomless is so amazing. It's like just an almost undissable Bottomless. The only thing that annoys me is that Zenmeister's effect can go off if you're Bottomless there. I assume they just go straight banished. And they can actually counteract Bottomless, which has really surprised me. I was only in Dueling Network when I did this, and they ended up getting like a judge on me telling me that I couldn't do it. He could have been wrong, the judge, but I doubt so. They're normally right. Then on to the Solemn Warnings. Solemn Warnings are just boss. I was gonna run one, but then I thought, what was the point running one? I must have just run none. So I did. And then that didn't really work out too well, because they kept on getting big plays out too much. The other ones still stopped it a bit and slowed it down, and I needed those extra 2 to really help up the game. And then of course the final one that everyone needs is Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment is an amazing card. Every deck should play it. I don't know why they don't. Some decks, most decks play it. I just don't like the beginners when they don't think it's a good enough card, and I'm always really annoyed at I like beginners because they're starting the game up, and you're getting some new faces, and you're starting the younger generation up. But I just always preferred whenever I'm playing a deck like this. To be honest, most people don't like wind-ups. I know why, because it's just like so fast and you don't get it going edgeways. It's not like an effect veiler, otherwise it's game, or a Trigadon, or a Gauze. But once you start playing wind-ups, you realise how amazing they are, and once you start playing it, you just become really hard to diss it, because you realise how amazing it is and how quick and edgy you get in. When you start actually realising, because you can only realise this when you start playing decks like this, is how good it feels to OTK, and how good it feels just to win in a 1 turn. It's just mind blowing when you first start to do it, realising that you can actually do it and start pulling them off. It's just amazing. Now for the XYZs, I got my Zen Knight, carrier. You know, that's it basically. You know, there's no ways about it. I don't see many people using its first effect, or second effect. I'm not sure which one it is. Where when a wind-up monster is destroyed, the battle is destroyed except for doing the damage step. You can detach your XYZ and bring it back. No one ever tends to use it. Even I don't tend to use it, but I think it's a really good effect if someone realizes how to use it. You know, in a good situation. I still haven't realized how to use it in the best situation. But you know, I haven't misplayed loads with wind-ups yet, as much as I think I should have. But you know, they're good. And I no doubt that I'm going to start misplaying a lot soon. You know, I'm still quite a beginner with wind-ups. So, I like to try and get into stuff like head deep, and then like pull myself out before I get in, like softly and edge my way in. I just don't like edging my way in. I like getting in quick, finishing it like that. Anyway, I'm rambling. So next XYZs are two photon papilloperatives, because they're just one of my favourite level 4 XYZs. I really find that they can play up the game so much better. There's only the one fault of them, and that's when you use it on your own cards, and your own cards lose 600 attack. But you know, I've always liked if an XYZ had an effect like I wouldn't mind if one XYZ just said level 3 XYZ, rank 3 XYZ, sorry, just said detach one, destroy one spell or trap, and then another one said detach one, destroy one monster, both rank 3. They would be amazing to me, because I'm always in situations where I'd need just that one monster destroyed, or that one spell and trap gone, just so I'm clear, you know, and I know what's happening, and so I don't have to keep on worrying about it. Because, you know, whenever you start getting into a big play, and you know you can get around it, you know, it's good once you get like an MST. When you start a big play with like carrier and stuff, you start to worry that I haven't got like a bombless or a torrential, because that would really fuck you up a lot. You couldn't do anything about it at all. You just have to let it happen, unless you had something like a dark background, which no one played. Hardly anyone ever plays in the wind-ups. Anyway, again I'm rambling, so I'll go on to the next one. And that's two wind-ups and masters. I really like two. I was running one, and again like a couple more level 5 in. I think it was Armageddon, the one, you know, the Keeper of Armageddon. I forget his first name. I forget now. Anyway, you know the one I'm about, the Keeper of Armageddon. He's the one that always goes next to the Keeper of Genesis, or vice versa. Anyway, I like to run two because I've been in loads of positions where, you know, I've needed another one, and I just haven't, just to be a bit safer. Then I got my Keeper of Genesis. Unfortunately, my one hasn't come in the mail yet. It should have by now, at least. But it hasn't. A couple of mine haven't. Only another 3 more haven't. But you know, it's hardly even noticeable once you like get used to it and stuff. But it does become a bit of a pain not having the card, now to pretend it's a different card. But you know, it's better than nothing right now. You know, I'm just pretending it's a different card until I get it. You know, so I can still do the plays with it. It won't work with my locals, but you know, just with mates and stuff, it'll always work. Then I got my Keeper of Armageddon, you know, because you got to. I was starting to run, like 2 Keepers of Armageddon or 1 Keeper of Genesis, or vice versa, 2 Keeper of Genesis and 1 Armageddon. But I ended up just running 1 of each because I ended up like overdoing my extra deck. I don't like how people just tend to use, you know, 12 cards out of the 15 card limit you can have in your extra deck. Because I think the more cards, the better. You know, maybe if you're in a situation where something like you know, you have a Leviathan, and you think, I've got 13 cards in extra deck, I don't need to put an acid golem in, which, so you take it out, you might as well keep it in, because you're in a situation where you're versing something like, Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is incredibly unlikely, but, well, unless you're playing, like, dragons or something, light and darkness dragons. Anyway, if you're versing something like a Blue Eyes, the Leviathan just won't work for you, because, you need to get an extra 1,000. I tend to use the Djinn a lot, but, I'll get to that now. I'm rambling again, so I'll continue. One of my favourite level 4 XYZs. This is probably my best level 4 XYZs. That involves 3 level 4s. This is my best, to be honest. It's so well when you start using it in combo. You probably know this. You start wind-ups. You start to search wind-ups, and I found the basic 5 loops. I found 4 loops, and I created my own 5th because one of the loops involved a rat, and again, now it's only 2 magicians, and I like to get out all the magicians because it's just a bit helpful when you start getting out the rat, because then you start overlaying the magicians, and starting to get out more cards like shark and stuff. And it all annoyed me that he was getting out rats instead of a magician, so I did was swap it around, and I realised it works a bit faster. You have to use so much time and effort and thought into what the plan is. The less cards you have to use, the better. If you start using 2 magicians, 3 sharks, 2 tour guides, and 1 rat for no TK, then just having 3, then just having like 3 magicians, 3 magicians, 3 sharks, and 2 tour guides. That just saves so much more time than remembering all of them and the way they go. So you know what? Once you get out the 3 magicians in my combo, then all you need to get out then is sharks, and it's obvious where you have to get out the sharks is when you use the effects. Piece of cake. Then we go on to the wind up Zen Master and Zen Maester or something along that lines. It's a common. I'm not very happy about that. I thought it was going to be an ulti, but when I bought on eBay, I was misled. I was wondering why it was so cheap. So, as long as I got one, I guess it's okay. I'll probably end up trying to get an ulti in the end, or a super, or just something that isn't a common. Because commons annoy me a lot. But, I guess it'll do for now. So I guess something better. Anyway, next one is my Utopia. Utopia is awesome. You can't diss Utopia. Utopia just annihilates. Well, I guess there's a lot of downfalls about Utopia. We're in a wind-up deck when we've got out a carrier. I try and get out a Utopia as soon as possible after that to protect the carrier. So having used both its effect, I'll use its effect straight away, but then because I can't use it until next turn, I'll end up doing something like get another magician or 2 sharks or something, and bring out Utopia somehow to try and protect the carrier, just in case. Then I got my Djinn. I can't see it for me. What is it? Maestroke Djinn. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I think it's Maestroke. Basically, not many people know its effect, so I'll say it. Its effect is once per turn, if this card will be destroyed, it isn't, or when this card will be destroyed, isn't. And then its secondary effect, or its main effect, depending on how you use it, is you can set one or change to defense one monster your opponent controls. It's really handy, and it's got an amazing defense as well of 2-3, so it's always helpful. I tend to use it for its first effect, so it can be destroyed, in case I can't get out like a Zen Maester, which everyone knows its effect. If I can't get him out, then I'll try and get this cat out, because they basically have the same issue effects, except one destroys, and this one just doesn't. But I guess it's a secondary effect, this one, so it has to encounter for something. Anyway, my next one now is the Jin guitar guy. Can see the string Jin. He's awesome. I always tend to bring him out when my opponent has a high monster out. Something like 2,800 or 2,500. He will be the card that comes out. Because he's awesome. He'll just be the card that stops my opponent from attacking me, basically. No other words about it. I keep on rambling. Sorry about this. Next one would be another Jin. I was gonna side deck this Jin. You know, I thought not to bother, because, well, you know, in lots of plays I feel like I should bring it out, but I've forgotten to side deck it back in, and you know, so I just thought if I keep it out, then I won't ever have to side it in again, and try not to forget. Anyway, the other ones are number 20. I haven't got the number 20 yet. I've also ordered that one. It should have came by now, but it hasn't. So you know, so I just use this for now. And my final one is Acid Golem. This one also hasn't come, which is really starting to annoy me. The ones that haven't come, you know, I'll probably end up going on like eBay and I'm gonna go with them or something. Well, they'll never take it seriously. They'll be like, yeah, we'll definitely get it to you sooner. Yeah. Just be like, oh yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is my extra deck. I'm not too sure about how long this video is, but I'm guessing it's probably quite long by now. You know, I might just go on to this side deck anyway. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is my second video I've done ever on YouTube. So you know, just saying, like, cause I forgot to mention in the beginning. So just in case. I feel if I seem a bit nervous, that's why. You know, I'm not trying to brag or anything. Just because I think I'm acting quite nervous. You know, I don't mean to. You know, it's the first time. So anyway, two-dimensional fishes. I was gonna main deck this, but it just didn't feel like main decking it. You know, there's a lot of plays I've made where I've needed it. Although what's really surprised me is when I started this deck, I didn't know a lot about it and how to use most of these cards. And then, you know, I learned it through playing, obviously, through research. And I realised that if you detach an XYZ to the grave, that you can't, these won't go off because of the XYZ. The monster will still go to the grave because it's technically an XYZ until it's in the grave. So, you know, that's always handy. But, you know, I was going to main deck it, but there's a lot of scenarios where I've got a rat out on the field, and I've, you know, let someone destroy my rabbit because I got nothing else, and had to bring back out the rat. So, you know, and I'm to bring out the rat and then start going into next one again. And anyway, my next one is impulsive evacuation disorder. A lot of mine are common, but I don't really like that. I'd love it if I had a rarity of some sort for everyone. But, you know, I guess you can't have it all, eh? Anyway, my next one is a smashing round, also common, starting to piss me off now. You can't do anything about it. I like to collect golds, so you know, if you've got gold of any of these, by the way, even one that maybe like, if I've got in another rarity that's better, like if I got a super bunny or a super rabbit and you've got in gold somehow, which I'm not sure if it's even possible, just a scenario. If you've got in like gold or something, I probably won't be as interested as if you got a smashing round in gold. Anyway, my next is my gauze. I felt really weird about side decking a gauze. I just thought it would end up being like side decking a Trigeddon or something. Well, you know, Just feels weird side decking a Gauze of all things. Like, you don't have the main deck, you just push it out. But I thought there's a lot of plays where I need a Gauze, and a lot of decks where it's useless. You know, if I used it against something like Heroes are just, if it's not Vegas, if it's not the best, it has to be a really good hero deck to be able to beat a wind up. You know, unless the wind up player is obviously an amateur or like a beginner or just a really unlucky with a hand. But anyway, you know, you don't always need a Gauze. I like to have Gauzes though. You know, they're just fun to play with. You know, they really help you out. But you know, I just couldn't be bothered. Anyway, I got my wind up soldier. I was gonna put two of him in, so well, you know, I really couldn't be bothered. And two, I've already maxed them all out. Like, I haven't got enough room for them. It's just annoying me, the limit. I think it should be 20. Even on the extra deck, it should be 20 and 15. And on the side, 20. But, you know, I guess I can't really pick. Also, it's a common. That's still annoying me. But, you know, so I'll have to look around and really hope that someone's going. Anyway, I got my mirror forces too. I was gonna main deck them, but, you know, I just don't think the wind up seeing a boost that big as a mirror force. Also surprised me they got semi-limited. Guess a lot of people are starting to slow it down a bit. But now it's becoming semi-limited. People are really boosting it again. So, you know, it'll be getting a lot of mixed views, I think. About if the idea to double it was really the cleverest. But no one seems to be taking advantage of it. I guess because, you know, it's only 2, it's not 3, and there's no way of getting it out quick enough. But still, I think it's a good card. Next is my wind up kitten. I love the rarity on that. If you can see it, I'm not sure if you can. The rarity on that to me is just the best. Any card you have that I've shown you in this film, if you have it in that rarity, I promise you, unless I already have it in that rarity or an equal rarity like super, then I promise you I'll get it off you. I'll buy it, trade it, they don't mind as long as you're reasonable. You know, you don't go into like £50 or something ridiculous like that. Then it's my Pot of Duality. Pot of Duality is really good. This is super, by the way, if you haven't noticed. You know, I had one in a black way. Some guy traded me his super one for my black way one. Not sure why. He must have been a complete idiot. Who trades a black rare Pot of Duality for a super Pot of Duality? You know, that's just ridiculous. I don't see the point in it. You know, I just think that's stupid. If you agree with me, you can just subscribe that, by the way. So I honestly think it's ridiculous. Next one is Wind Up Snail. Yay! I used to own 3 of that in this deck, and 3 kittens. I have no idea why. I was really amateur with them, and like I didn't know how to play carrier and all that. Really amateur. Although Wind Up Snail becomes so much fun, and when you bring out like carrier and stuff, and you start doing loops. When you get to the end loop, you can always bring out. With me, I always tend to try and bring out one extra car on its own. I normally tend to bring out like a soldier on the side of it. Anyway, I used to tend to bring out a lot of snails to fuck off the back row. I mean, to get rid of the back row, because it annoyed me a lot. I just hate back rows. Sorry about that, I just really hate them. Anyway, next card is Maxi. Again, I haven't got Maxi, but it's come out in a tin, I think, or coming out in a tin. So as soon as I can get my locals, I will be getting that tin. So you will no longer have to see this card in this weird paper form, which is pathetic. You know, it's much better in a lovely normal card. think it's on Super actually, or Secret or something. Anyway, then I got my Stardust and my Starlight Road. I really like these cards, especially my Starlight Road in gold. I'm in love with golds and ghosts. Anyway, I love these cards. They're just amazing. I can't believe Stardust hasn't been semi-limited. It's just blown my mind how it hasn't. I just don't know how someone can think it should be semi-limited. I've managed to bring out 3 once. I'm not sure how I did it. I should have really written it down. It was, I think it was like a 5-card trick. I had 2 in the grave, 2 in hand, and 1 in deck. I managed to bring it out somehow. For the life of me, I can't remember. I've been trying for ages. Anyway, I brought out 3, and I was really stupid not to forget about the blast and bring out a Synchron, because I think I could have somehow. I think I had like a Veiler and something else I could have brought out with. I can't remember. If I remember, I promise you I'll write it down and I'll make the play and I'll put it on YouTube. Promise. Anyway, then I've just got my 2 tokens. They're fake tokens, by the way. I just like the pictures on them. The tour guide and the dark armor dragon. I'm getting some real tokens, by the way. So what up to that? I think the tokens are gonna end up being a dark armor dragon and a tour guide anyway. So that'll be quite good. I think I'll be getting the tokens in secret, so I'll definitely do a video on my tokens and stuff. If you have any ideas for videos I should be doing, by the way, you can always subscribe and tell me. I promise I'll look if I can figure out how to do it. So I'm new at this. So it's been great talking to you, and have a nice time.